Hi everybody, Paul Cameron here from SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com with some job search tactics and motivation for today. And today we're going to talk about resumes and specifically why employers may be deleting your resume and not calling you. And this is important not just because it's affecting how many people are calling you, but also because if you're on unemployment and you don't fix these things on your resume, you could lose your employment benefits. And I'll explain how after I go through these 8 reasons why employers may be deleting your resumes. So definitely take notes on this one and stick around all the way through. And if this video is helpful for you, I would ask you, please help me to get the word out about this by clicking like or commenting or sharing it. All those things will help more people to find this video, and I really appreciate your help with that. Okay, first, and the most obvious reason that they're going to delete your resume is all the typos, which seems crazy to me that I even have to say that, but we still get resumes here every day where people are misspelling the name of the town that they live in, or their job title, or the thousands of people who misspell the word resume. I mean, seriously, if you're not proofreading your resume, what's the daily correspondence going to look like if that company hired you? They're not going to risk that, so many companies will just delete that resume. So make sure that you do proofread. Now, another great way to get your resume deleted is to add a picture of yourself to your resume, because when you do that, you're immediately giving the employer discriminatory information. They can see your gender, your race, they can approximate your age. All of these things are illegal for them to ask about or to judge you on. I know multiple companies that have made it a policy to automatically disqualify those resumes and possibly delete them to eliminate the possibility of their staff discriminating based on the pictures on a resume. So take your picture off the resume. You can include it on your handbill, just not on your resume. Now, the next way to be overlooked is to apply to every single job they have open, whether you fit or not. We've got a guy here who applies to everything, actually several people right now, but one guy in particular I'm thinking of this week who just literally applies to every single job we have. And we've got a wide variety of positions. And if you're one of those people, you have to stop applying to jobs you don't fit. And please don't think I'm trying to be cold here. I'm not. I know that the people are doing this because they really need a job. And I do reply to all of them. And I tell them, go check out SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com because I can show you specifically how to approach a company to get a response, how to tweak your resume so that you get calls. I'll walk you through the process like I do all the members of our site. But inevitably, those particular individuals never do. Go check it out, and they just keep applying. And the sad part is, last week, we actually got a job that this guy I was just referring to actually does fit. But it's like, if you went to a club, for example, and there was somebody there who asked every single person in the room out for a date, how excited would you be to date that person, right? I mean, hey, here's this person that everybody else is rejecting, right? That's the message that you're sending to the employers, whether that's fair or not. Right? My job as a recruiter is to find people for my clients that they couldn't otherwise get. Simple law of supply and demand here. The greater the supply of something, the lower the value. The more scarce it is, the higher the value. So go after jobs that make sense for you to apply to and then give them a unique reason why you're specifically interested in them. That's going to create interest in you. Otherwise you're going to make yourself known for the wrong reasons. We post a job and someone in here is inevitably going to say, hey, did he apply yet? And I was like, no, not yet. Well, wait, there he is. And everybody shakes their head, right? That's not what you want. Some companies are just going to delete your resume as soon as they see your name, right? And that's not what you want. So again, if that's you, please, seriously, go check out SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com. We can help you. But let's move on. Right? If you put your contact information in a beautiful image, like a JPEG image, or if you put it into a text box or in a header, that part where you double click at the top of the page and you write your name and contact information once and then it's going to appear on every page of the document. Very, very handy. It saves you some time, but that's really hurting your search because the applicant tracking systems that you're sending your information to, the ATS systems, can't read that information. Right? When you apply to these jobs, their ATS receives the resume and parses your information out. What I mean by that is it takes your name and puts it in the name field. It puts your phone number in the phone number field and your email in the email field. Right? Well, if it can't read your information because it's in a part of the document that the ATS can't get into, well, then all those fields are going to be blank. And a lot of the ATS systems will just delete that information as it cleans the database every evening. Right? And if the applicant tracking system doesn't delete your name and it's in there, but the recruiter, the only way that they can contact you would be to actually go to your information, open up your resume, find your contact information, and then manually type your name, number, and email address into their system. Think about that for a second. You're using a header so you don't have to type your own name multiple times manually on every page. How motivated do you think a recruiter who doesn't know you is going to be to manually type your contact information out? Right, if they've got 15 applicants and 5 of them have blank fields in the system, who do you think they're going to call last? Right? Yeah, you, right? If you've got blank fields. So type your contact information out at the top of the page and then at least your name on the top of every other page. All right? That's going to make a difference for you. Speaking of contact information, if you don't include your contact information anywhere on the resume, we can't call you, right? Every week we get resumes from all those places that say that they're going to get your resume in front of 1,000 recruiters with just one click. You know, all those little niche job boards. The way a lot of those things work is they're going to crawl the internet and just repost jobs so that their visitors have stuff to apply to. I see my jobs on lots of little tiny tech boards out there that I never posted my information on. Well, the applications that come through those sites come from an address that's one of those no reply at, whatever it is, .com. Well, if that's the case, I can't see your email address on the application. And if you don't include your contact information on the resume, I can't contact you, so I can't keep the resume. It's not a legitimate application. And you know where this happens most? With all those handy little buttons that say, apply with your LinkedIn profile, right? Or some other social media profile. Well, first of all, formatting on those resumes that come in from LinkedIn are terrible. And maybe they'll improve that in the near future, but as of right now, those look really bad. And if you want more information on this, check out my video that I've got on my YouTube channel that's called how LinkedIn resumes are killing your job search. It's on the YouTube channel. It's in my playlist on resume tactics. Definitely check that out. But your phone number on those applications very often doesn't come through, and your email address rarely comes through. So the only way that we can contact you, that I can contact you, at least because I'm seeing this, is if I leave my ATS system, go to LinkedIn, search for your name, and then hope that I can see your contact information on your profile if we're a close enough connection. And if I can't, then I have to use an in-mail to reach you about your application. Right? So if I've got 20 other applicants who sent me a real resume with contact information, I won't delete your application, but I'm probably only going to call you if none of the other candidates work out first. Right? And speaking of LinkedIn, and I'm going to give full disclosure here, I learned this one from my good friend Dennis Curtin, who is a LinkedIn expert. If you're looking for a job and you need help with your LinkedIn profile, I would encourage you to reach out to him. He is exceptional. What I teach about LinkedIn is how to strategically network through LinkedIn to land the job you want. But if you want help with your profile itself, he's the guy you want to go to. But he's also done a lot of research on applicant tracking systems. And he has tested and proven multiple times that if you use a font size that is smaller than 11 points, or if you use Times New Roman as your font style, some of the largest applicant tracking systems out there are going to automatically delete your resume before anyone ever sees it. I mean, if you're wondering why some of the largest companies out there aren't calling you back, well, they don't even know you applied, right? So try using Arial or Calibri for your font style and 11 points or bigger. And when you do that, you're going to get more responses. Now, we're not done yet here, but I do want to mention again, if you think this is information that more people should know about, please click that like button or share this or leave a comment. And I really appreciate your help with that. Now, the next one is for all the people out there who, and there's a lot of you, who write your name on your resume in all lowercase letters. Right? And I've always wondered about this, so I started asking people, and almost every time they say that they do this so that they can tell if someone really looked at their resume or if a robot looked at it and spit out an automated email. If they get an email that's addressed to them, but all the letters are in lowercase, well, then they know that it was a robot. Listen, technology is catching up with you. Right now, employers can just put a little piece of code in their email template that will automatically write your name correctly. Seriously, try this out. Go to drivestaff.com/motivate and sign up to have these videos emailed to you each week. But sign up with your name in all lowercase letters. Or maybe try capitalizing the first 2 letters like you made a mistake and then the rest lowercase. Right? Something that's not typically seen. you're going to see that my automated email response in my system to you is going to write your name properly, right? Without me ever looking at that email that we got from you, right? So now all you're accomplishing by leaving your name in all lowercase letters is that you look like you're not paying attention, right? And that you can't even spell your own name correctly, right? And that's a great way to get your resume deleted. And then last but not least, before I get to the unemployment issue, and honestly, there's no way you can know about this unless you are actually using an ATS system on a daily basis like I am. So I want to share with you here that for the people who refrain from putting their location on their resume of where they live, they just put their name, their phone number, and their email. Well, I mentioned earlier that the applicant tracking systems are trying to parse information into different fields, right? Well, this is definitely not an exact science yet. It just goes through your resume looking for the first city, state combination that it can find, assuming that you put your information somewhere near the top of your resume. Well, if you don't put your city and state on your resume near your name at the top, the parsing system will pick up the first city, state it finds on your resume. So if you're local to a position and the first city, state you list is the location of your college that you went to, that's where the ATS is going to say that you live. So when the employer applies a filter to the applications to their job by the ones who live in the same state as the job, or if they do a search through their database looking for more candidates who fit the job and live in the area, your resume won't come up and you won't get a call. And if that company only hires people in a certain state, your resume could get deleted, right? So at least put your city and state on your resume right under your name. And if you live in a major city area, major metropolitan area, but you live in one of the suburbs and you don't want to list that suburb, put the name of the big city down. That's fine, right? That happens so often. Like now when I see Chicago, Illinois, I know that that could mean any one of the suburbs. So I'll just ask them when I call, right? But if I think you live in Kansas because that's where you went to school, you're probably not going to hear from me. So those are some of the basics on why you may not be getting as many calls as you think you should be. But like I mentioned earlier, if you're on unemployment and you're doing any of these things that could get your resume deleted, you could lose your benefits because you've got this list of companies that you're filling out and turning into the unemployment office to prove that you're applying to the required number of jobs to qualify for your check. Well, the unemployment offices are doing audits on those lists. You know, I'm starting to get those calls regularly here, right? And they're calling to find out if you really did apply. Well, if your resume was deleted from the system, the employer has no way of knowing that you applied. And they're going to tell the unemployment office, nope, we didn't get anything from that person, and you might not get your check. So go through this video again, fix your resume, and just make this work. I want to see everyone give themselves the best chance to get a call from an employer. All right, again, I'm Paul Cameron. I'm from speedupmyjobsearch.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel here to get more videos like this, or sign up to have these videos emailed to you regularly by going to drivestaff.com/motivate. And it doesn't matter how you put your name in there, all lowercase, all capital, whatever. We'll get it to you and we'll write it correctly. And then please, if you need help with your resume, go check out speedupmyjobsearch.com. We will review your resume for you. We'll help you optimize it for responses, not just so it doesn't get deleted, but so that it actually gets responses, because that's the purpose of your resume, to get results. Now, you can do this. Let's get to work.